Hello, welcome to my channel. Mr. Parlington here. I ask people in Mastodon, so if you want to do something different, follow me here on Mastodon, because so we have a good community going on there. I asked the community there, what should I try next? And here are the results. And you want to see 16-bit consoles, you want to see 16-bit cores on the Analog Pocket. So that's what we're going to do today. We start today. We're thinking Sega, Genesis, Mega Drive, Super Nintendo, Super Famicom, PC Engine, those kind of consoles. I recently did that video about the PC Engine CD core. It's coming soon, so I decided to start with the PC Engine. So that's what we're going to talk about today. Before we do that, subscribe to this channel, like this video, leave me a comment. Do you want to see more 16-bit cores, or do you want me to try something else? Maybe some of those weird handhelds that are supported on the Analog Pocket. And without further ado, let's have a look at PC Engine on the Analog Pocket. Before we have a look at the games on the Analog Pocket itself, let me tell you a little bit about the PC Engine. Me as a teenager, I was a little bit obsessed with the PC Engine, or the Turbografx16 as it was called in North America, because it was that weird, hard to get, no one had it, it had some cool exclusives, games looked really good, and I just felt like I was missing out. So I always wanted to get one of these. Very expensive, hard to get, even the revisions were quite expensive. So I never got hold of one ever. So I don't have any PC Engine games in my collection. A little bit about history. I will play some trailers, I'll play some video game footage so you get an idea what kind of games we have on the PC Engine. Well, I'll tell you a little bit about the story. The PC Engine was released in Japan in 1987 and in North America with the name of the Turbografx16 in 1989. It was also released in Europe as the PC Engine, but it didn't have much success there. It was the competitor for the Famicom in Japan, and it became the main rival of the Super Famicom when that console was released, due to the higher specs that it had and the kind of games that they were being released there. In Japan, the PC Engine was very, very successful, and it was the best-selling console at the time when it was competing against the Super Famicom. Yeah, the PC Engine was created in collaboration with Hudson Soft, creators of games like Bomberman, and NEC, which was an electronics and personal computer company in Japan. It was launched officially on the 30th of October of 1987, and it was very, very successful for the time because it had an elegant, eye-catching design. It was quite different from what was around at the time. Other companies that provided support for this console, like Namco, Konami, and Capcom, they also released some of their franchises on this console as well. Another interesting thing about the PC Engine is that it had many revisions, iterations, attachments, etc. Like you've seen in my previous video, it used to have a CD attachment like the Sega CD or Mega CD. It had different revisions that improved the chipset to fix some issues with sound and visuals in some of the games. It had a portable version called the PC Engine GT, which was like a Game Boy that would take the games from the PC Engine. Another interesting thing about the PC Engine is that the games came in this credit card looking cards that you would just put in the console itself instead of cartridges, which was being used at the time. I guess the last way to play some of these games is the Turbografx or PC Engine Mini that was announced in 2019. which is great. And it has a lot of those classic games, and you can plug it into a TV and just play them. But it is a very rare mini console to find. Right now it's going for quite a bit of money, so it's not the most practical way if you want to play some of these games. Which brings me to the Analog Pocket. So there's one PC Engine core on the Analog Pocket, so we are going to have a look at that. We're going to see what options that they have, and I'm going to play some of my favorite games in there. Okay, here we go. We are going to have a look at the core for the PC Engine. This has been created by AGG23, which I mentioned in another video. His name is Adam Gastineau. Again, Adam, if I mispronounce your name, forgive me. I'll put a link to your Patreon if you have one. I put a link to your GitHub as well. So yeah, a little bit of history here. PC Engine and Turbografx16, like I said before, fourth generation console to be released in the market. Even though it came out in the late 80s, it's known for its games from the 90s. PC CD games are not out yet, and there's no support for that, but you've seen the video that they're working on it. So let's go straight into some games. Let's start with good old Bomberman. And actually, I don't know if I have sound. Yeah, I have sound. It looks amazing. I love that. Bomberman 93 and Bomberman 94 are some of the best Bomberman games ever created. And I want to start. Yeah. I want to start there. Press run button. So much plot for a game like this. Yeah. Okay, pause. I wanted to show you the core settings here. We're going to start by looking at what the settings are. First, you have controls. You can map the different buttons to the different controls. Originally, it had, I think, 2+2 buttons, but then a 6-button controller came out because Street Fighter was released for the PC Engine. You can reset it. Turbo tap. This will allow you to play up to 4 players with a game like Bomberman. Bomberman 93, 94, you can play up to 4 players on the same console. So if you plug it into the dock, you can use multiple controllers to play, to do multiplayer. The 6-button control layout, like I said, it was released for Street Fighter specifically. The 2-button 1 and button 2, they have the ability to do turbo by default, so you can do that here as well. The extra sprites allows extra sprites to be displayed on each line, so there's less flickering in some of the games. The raw RGB color palette. So remember, through the iterations, it had a different set of chips. So this allows you to swap which chip do you want to use. Do you want to use the old one or the new one? This is what this means. The audio options. If it is quiet in some games, there are options here to make it louder. So that's pretty handy. And in this one, it will allow you to use extra features on the chip to have more channels, to have more sound. And that's what we have. This are the settings for the PC Engine. And let's give Outrun. Outrun is one of my favorite games of all time. So this is a port. It's not like perfect. Oh, it's just like that. Okay. Magical Sound Shower. This is a classic. Let's go with that. There you go. It looks pretty good, but again, like I said, it's not arcade perfect. It looks pretty amazing. I mean, I've seen worse ports of Outrun out there. Okay, you get the idea of this. Let's try something else. I don't know if I'm dating myself because I've said Outrun, one of my favorite games ever. Again, PAC-land. Oop, no, I was trying to load PAC-land there. PAC-land. Also one of my favorite games ever. There you go. Run button, run, run. Now this is pretty close to the arcade, I must say. I'm sure if you ever play this. Now this is like, I have spent my fair share of tokens on PAC-land trying to get the secrets. Behind one of these things there's a secret. You get like a secret hat power up. Oh, maybe I missed it already. Yeah, is it there? No. I think you get the idea. I'm dead. So let's try something else. Yeah, another arcade favorite of mine, Wonderboy in Monsterland. It's interesting. I played this earlier. Oh, it's, yeah. I noticed as it gets confused. Yeah, like that. There you go. This one is interesting because I swear that this game has updated graphics in here. I played this. Let me turn this down. I played this game a lot at the arcades, and some of the character portraits, like those look like fantastic. So I think this has been somehow updated. Yeah, and I don't want anything here. Have you ever played this at the arcades or somewhere else? I think there's some Wonderboy collections of sorts where you can play these games. Okay, you got the idea. I realize I'm showing you a lot of arcade games, so I'm going to show you something different now. Bonk's Adventure. This is their equivalent of, this is their Mario, this is their Sonic. Yeah, created by Hudson. Yeah, so it's like side-scroller platformer, like Mario type. The difference here is that you attack with your head instead of jumping on enemies. As you can see, I've never played this before. Just learning it. Okay, let's go for another one. I'm going to show you Gradius. This is another. It was Konami. Yeah. It was known. This console was known for these shooters, shoot 'em ups. So here's good old Gradius. I think you get the idea of what this is like. Gradius R-Type in 1943, they were all shooters on this console. And last but not least, this might be my favorite one I discovered, Magical Chase. Another shooter, but it's not in space. Listen to the music. Yeah, so you're a witch. You're a magical witch that fights some different kind of monsters, and I play like a couple of hours of this already, and I'm obsessed with this game. Everything from the characters the controls, the graphics, the music. You collect those rubies and then use them to upgrade your power-ups in different shops. It's great, absolutely great game. I'm going to keep playing this. That's all we have for today. I told you a little bit of history about the PC Engine. We had a look at the core, its features, actually some games like PAC-land, Outrun, and some other ones running on the core, and I have a lot of fun trying these games for PC Engine. I'm actually going to keep playing Magical Chase. I tried it for the first time while playing this video, while I was making this video, and I actually love the game. I'm going to go back to that. Are there any other games that you love on the PC Engine, or any other games that you want me to try? Let me know in the comments. Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and like I always say, keep on collecting.